Hi, this is JoJo's Cooking, and I have for you today the mixed vegetable dolma. Now, as you see, there's beautiful colors created at summertime. You have fresh vegetables, there's peppers, there's zucchini, yellow squash. Actually, the yellow squash was from my garden. I'm so proud of it, my first harvest. Then there's tomato. If you also like eggplant, this dish can use an eggplant. I didn't have it, so I just would like to mention, when you don't have one ingredients, don't worry about it. Just keep on going and just cook your dish and see, maybe you'll turn out better even. Now I start with sauteing onion and pepper always, and then I'm using beef today. I usually do this vegan, but to a request of very important person, I'm making it with beef. And the next ingredients, which I will have the list on my channel, it's cilantro, very soft leaf, parsley, kind of a little bit of rougher leaves, and I use always Italian parsley. And I bought a lot of fresh onions. As you see, I'm actually using fresh onion instead of the regular onions today, because in the farmer's market they are available, and I'm gonna grab them as soon as I see them. And they have also these green parts, which is like green onion. So normally you would get a green onion, parsley, cilantro. And then the dill, I didn't go to a regular Mediterranean market, and I had some in the freezer, so I took out some of my frozen dill, which works fine, or dried dill. It will work also perfectly. So we're gonna start with sauteing the onion and pepper. In the meantime, I'm gonna ask my mom. She loves to chop the herbs, so grandma is gonna be chopping the herbs. I'm going to just show you about parsley. You want to take off the stems. They're a little bit too hard. So what she will do this with the stems. And then she will chop them. So this is how it's going to be. She chops them really fine. I can never chop like her. So I usually ask her help. And she's very happy to help. She loves chopping herbs. It's a tradition. So, Nana, you can chop the herbs. She kept on asking me, when do I chop the herbs? Now, what I do with these, of course, I keep these. And if you've watched my chicken noodle soup, or you watched any of my soups, I use this part, definitely. I never throw these away. I'll start with sauteing. Of course, I need olive oil, always. Olive oil is the lifeline of our cooking here, especially in my kitchen. We use this in a week, so we always have to have olive oil, or nothing is gonna work. We can't cook. And I'm doing it this way because it's easy for me, but please just chop the way it's easy for you. As long as you can chop them, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just chop the way you like them. So I should try to turn on my stove earlier, because it takes a little while till this stove gets heated up. So as you see, no sizzling is happening. Love to hear sizzling as soon as I put stuff in there, but no luck with this. We're gonna wait for a while. So I'll come back here and chop the rest. This dish, since it will have more onions, you don't have to use a lot of onions. So because in the green ingredients you also have onions, so you don't have to use a whole bunch of onion to saute. Mama, You can chop the herbs now. Okay. All right. And then I'm gonna use half of this. If you like it spicy, go ahead and use this part. If you don't, then you can always clean that part off like this, and then it won't be spicy. So I'm keeping it in. A little bit of spice won't hurt anybody. It will actually make it very tasty. I have to show you how I carve the insides of these vegetables, because all of them will be cut a certain way and carved. So there's our still not sizzling. It will start soon. Yeah, it's working. There we go. So I used only one onion. I didn't want to use more. Now this is the way I carve the inside, because what you will do is make room. Just be careful. Please hold your fingers like this. So if this all of a sudden goes through it, it won't hit you anywhere. So you can do this. First, take the, we call this the lid. So we're gonna put this like a lid on top of this. You can carve it with spoon. It's a little bit harder. The spoons are not sharp, but it's working fine now. There we go. We got enough out of this one. See, you make holes like that inside the vegetables. There we go. There's enough. And then, to make them cook faster, I make holes around them, and especially on the bottom, make some holes so that they will cook faster. There's one, we got it ready. And the second one the same way. I'll get the hat, we call it the hat. And then carve inside. If you had, usually it's good to have larger size of zucchini and yellow squash. If you had skinnier ones, can always try to use a knife. It carves easier, but it's a little bit dangerous to work with. Please don't cut yourself. You can do this. Get these out. And then we go around and make little holes. There we go. So this one ready too. For the pepper is easy, because all you do, and I like to keep the lids the way they are. All you do is take this part. That's your lid. Take this part out. Put it in your compost. And voila. This is easy. So I'm going to do 3 colors. I'm making a lot of peppers. I like peppers, especially if you have colorful. Now see, I ruined that one. I didn't go low enough to get the whole thing out, but I'm going to do like this. There we go. We take the seeds out. This one has a hole on top. It's okay. It just will cook faster. And you can also put some holes on the bottom of the pepper, so the juices will run in them and help them cook fast. I want to keep part of my red because I don't have another red for another dish. Since it's so gorgeous, the top is so beautiful, I'm going to use the top. See how pretty that is? That's going to look awesome. I'm going to use part of the bottom. Here, it's okay. I mean, it's small, but look, it's going to look cute when you put the lid on. So that's how that will be used. I can keep the seeds in there and hold on to that. What I usually do when I'm sauteing the onion and pepper, I also chop the insides of zucchini, yellow squash. If you have eggplant, chop them like this. And that's what we're doing over there. It's our stuffing. It's what we will stuff these vegetables with. It's onion, pepper, the insides of the vegetable, lots of herbs, meat this time, and some rice, of course. So this is what's going to be our stuffing. I'll hold on to it since I have to saute the meat. Now this yellow squash is too babyish. This is going to show me how I can do well with this. This is a test. We'll see. All it does, it will crack here and there, which is fine. You know, food doesn't have to be perfect. There we go. I got some out. This can be very small. It's for someone that doesn't want to eat too much. There's our yellow squash. This side is even smaller. My yellow squash, I didn't want to go to waste, because if I keep it on the vine to get bigger, something else will eat it and it won't get to me. So I just said, hey, I'm taking this. Now, as you see, I actually chopped all my lids for my zucchini, but that's alright. Let me chop all the lids. There we go. The tomato, you cut it like this, and then you take the inside. Because it has a lot of juice, I usually wait when my meat and herbs are ready, and then I do the tomato, because I don't want to waste all that juice. So I'm going to wait for that, but that's how you do the tomato. We will use probably 2, depending, you know, always wait till all your stuffing is ready, and then you will know how much of these vegetables is going to be used. And if you have extra stuffing, you can always do more tomatoes. Now I'm hearing the sizzles of my onion and pepper. Thank God, finally. I have to use a wooden spoon, sorry. I could have put more onion, but I have a lot of onion in my herbs, so I'm gonna stop right there. Besides, I need my onion for another dish. So while this is sauteing, if I'm in a hurry, this is what I do. I open a space for the meat, and I start the meat right in the middle, and the onions will be sauteing too. So what you do, you brown this meat real well. It will take a while, so I might just show you after it's all done, because I don't want you to be watching this meat to be cooking. It's not something anybody wants to sit and watch. So we will, while my mom is chopping the herbs, they're going to be ready soon, and the meat is cooking. I'm just going to stop for a minute and I'll come back to you again. I have the rice, meat was cooked, I have the fresh herbs. If you have a tablespoon of dried basil, go for it. If you don't, it's not crucial to have it. It will help some more flavor. Now this is how you do. You fill these vegetables with this amazing filler. And you can put them sideways. They will cook faster. If you want to pretty presentation. You can put them that way, and it will take a little bit longer to cook. Like you see, the tomatoes are carved, and I kept them so when everything is filled, I'll just pour that juice in there. So this is, I'm going to put them this way. They look pretty. They'll take a little bit longer to cook, but they look pretty. Now, if you don't want to do the whole dolma in one day, and if you want to take some of this stuffing and freeze it, so another day you feel like dolma, you don't feel like doing all this hard work, just take part of this stuffing and just freeze it, and you can do dolma anytime you want. So I'm going to fill all these up. I think I have extra, that's why I was giving you that tip, because I see that I have a lot more of the stuffing. Because of the meat, I always just did herbs and rice, so that always was very small amount. So I was thinking of that, and that's why my vegetables are less than my filling is too much compared to how much vegetables I have. The frozen dill, you will have a little bit trouble mixing it because it's kind of watery, it gets stuck. Just try to mix it in there. So this can go even in a smaller pot actually. I'm going to transfer it in a smaller pot. I will be showing you how it looks cooked. Hopefully, my camera's battery is running out. If it didn't, all you need to know is if the rice is cooked, when the rice is cooked, it's cooked. The rice takes about 20 minutes. And all these vegetables will create juices. If you want to add some water, just to make sure that your food won't burn, go for it. Or you can put it on very low. With some of this tomato juice, you will start it, and then everything else will have juices coming out of it, so you really don't need to pour water. But if you feel comfortable to put a little bit of water, I love dolma when it has a lot of juice. I love it. It's, for me, that's more delicious actually. So, and my mom says, I no love juice. So here we are. We have two different. Sometimes I win and sometimes she wins. So depending on who's watching the dolma to be cooked. So this is how your dolma is going to look. Very beautiful. Great presentation. Like I said, you can lean them and they cook faster. The rice needs to cook, and that's about it. But I am going to transfer it to a smaller pot because I have a lot of stuffing. I'm going to make some grape leaf dolma since I have grape leaves in my refrigerator. So for me, we always love dolma. We're Assyrian, and this is a very, very Assyrian traditional food. We eat dolma at least once a week. If I didn't get the chance to show you at the end, this is how it looks. It's going to cook in 20 minutes. If I could, I will do it. Thank you so much for watching.